Kicking off about 20 minutes after. You talked to your players this week about focusing on who you're going up against and not trying to sneak a peek at the scoreboard updates in the stadium.
No, we don't. We don't talk about that game that much. Really didn't talk about Georgia that much either. I did mention I had a good feeling, but my feeling was wrong. That's for sure. Yeah. But what was I supposed to say? I had a bad feeling. You got to go under the assumption. You got to go under the assumption something good's going to happen, and it didn't work out. But no, we won't worry about that game.
Yeah. Steve, a lot of the focus on the defensive line this year has been on Ingram and Clowney and Taylor, but can you talk a little bit about what Travian Roberts has meant to you?
Yeah, Travian had an excellent game. In fact, he graded out the highest of all the guys last week against Florida, Travian Robertson. Yeah, Travian's been here 5 years and he's already graduated. He's one of our best representatives of a Gamecock football player. So really proud of Travian, and I certainly think he's got a chance to play some ball in the NFL. He's a big, strong inside tackle. He's hard to move, and he ended up getting the last sack to end the game last week.
Steve, do you worry at all about, I hate to use the word, but like motivation or anything like that with, the SEC title game apparently out of y'all's reach in the last couple of years?
No, we set more goals than just Eastern Division. And we actually hit one of our goals last week, winning 8 games. Winning 8's one of our goals, and winning 9 is one of our goals. So we're shooting for number 9 this week. So that's one of our goals right there. And I believe in setting with the team several goals, which we do. I think we set about 8 or 9 goals this year. So a bunch of them are still out there for us. They're still out there.
Steve, when you're doing things as a coach that are innovative, wherever you are, whether it's you or someone else, how hard is it to stay ahead of the curve with that? And what do you kind of do in order to stay ahead of the curve when you're doing things that are different at the time?
Staying ahead of the curve, what do you mean? What way?
In terms of what other teams are trying to do to stop you, to limit you.
Well, we do what everybody does. You try to have a good play for the defense. They try to have a good defensive play for your offensive play. And maybe the team that can have the most good plays against the right defense has the best chance to win. So, we do a little bit like everybody does, checking at the line of scrimmage occasionally, and so forth. We had some good fortune last week getting their guy to jump offside on that 3rd and 2 on the last drive, and then one of their guys jumped offside when they were down on about 3 or 4 yard line that maybe helped get us a field goal. So it's always interesting, those little things like that may really determine who wins the game. Guy jumps offside or stays onside, and that's we had a penalty the first play, the first 2 possessions. We couldn't even had a holding penalty, and then we jumped offside. I don't know exactly what caused it, but fortunately we were a little bit better later on.
Have you heard from any longtime Gamecock fans this week about the last time the Citadel played you?
No, but I told our team about it. I think I was in Charleston this summer at the Gamecock booster meeting, and one of the guys down there, I think, played football at Citadel. Was it 1980? Was that the year? 1990. Oh, geez. I thought it was 80. 1990. That wasn't that long ago then, was it? I mentioned that to our team that, that it is a very big deal if an in-state school beats the state university anywhere. So, we'll be ready to play. We'll be ready to play these guys, and I'm sure they'll be ready to play too.
Have you been able to tell since you started recruiting Connor that he comes from a football family where, it's kind of every dinner table conversation is football? Does he give off that coach's son vibe?
A little bit. But obviously we knew he was the coach's son because when we met with him at his high school, we met in his dad's office right there several years ago. But Connor's, he's learning, drop back passing is something he hadn't really done a whole bunch of till he got here. So that's something he really throws a pretty pass. I mean, the long one to Ace was perfect. Actually, we tried a long one to Jason Barnes down the right sideline that they covered pretty well. But he's really a good passer. We got to get the ball out. We've had trouble the last few games just getting it out there. So that's what we're working on: pass protection and telling Connor when you got some open land out there, throw it, get it out.
Steve, I got two questions for you. First, with the season growing late, has Alshon mentioned anything to you about what he's thinking about regarding coming back or going to the NFL?
No, we don't really talk to our players about that until the season's over. They know the way we feel, and we always feel that if a player's going to be a first-round pick, he should go. He should leave. If he's not going to be a first-rounder, statistics say he should stay. So that's what the statistics say, but they don't always listen to that. So I don't know exactly what he's going to do.
Second, moving forward with your offense, knowing what you've got coming back and what's coming in, do you foresee a day when you'll get back to more of your style of offense, or is this now going to be your style of offense?
No, I hope not. I hope not. This is not going to be our style of offense. When I watch the tape, we watch the tape obviously after every game. Up the middle for 1 yard, 2 yards, and stuff like that. I don't like watching it either. But on the other side, I know we all like winning better than we like guys getting sacked and throwing interceptions and things like that. So we're just not real good at throwing yet. And really even last year, our big wins, we didn't throw 35, 40 times. We'd throw about 20, 22, something like that. So this has been really our style the last couple of games. And like we were in here, and one of the guys, I guess he was from Florida, he said, "Have you ever completed only 7 passes and won?" And I said, "Yeah, against Florida in 05. We were only 7 or 17. So some games it works out like that. Tim Tebow only completed 2 last week, and they won. So we're way ahead of those guys. Yeah, all kind of ways to win, as we know, and you got to do whatever your team does best. So,
Coach, I see Devontae's listed on the depth chart. Feel like he's going to be good to go.
Yeah, we think so. We think his concussion has healed up. He'll still go through some of the tests that trainers give him, and we think he's going to be okay.
Steve, you talked about how disciplined the Citadel is, and I know when you played Navy, you admired them for that same reason. When you play a team like that, it's a little scary for you, especially when your team isn't as disciplined as you'd like it to be, and the other guys are not going to beat themselves.
Yeah, not that so much. What always worries you is making sure we're ready to play. That's what our main concern is. Let's make sure we're ready to play and try to get after that 9th win. And I always have been a big believer that you don't talk so much about your opponent. You talk about trying to play your best every time out. Simple as that. That's what winners do. They don't worry about who the opponent is. As all of you know, John Wooden is probably my favorite coach of all time by just reading his books. And he always said, we don't even hardly talk about the opponent. Our players don't even know who the coach is on the other teams. And I guarantee our guys don't know who. Unless they read the book, they don't know who the coach is on the other teams, hardly ever. But we just try to get ourselves ready to play the best we can and try to improve upon the last game we played, a lot of areas of improvement, and try to finish strongly. So we don't need a big lapse around here at all.